Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jesse, this is Cars Headline, and today I'm going to be showing you what I think is the easiest way to learn and get started driving a manual transmission car. Alright, so my first bit of advice here is just to relax. A lot of people, when they first get started driving stick, they think it's super complicated, there's a whole lot of moving bits that they're not used to. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's really not as complicated as it seems. So the first thing you got to do is just relax, take a deep breath. Just know it's not that. Okay, so the next thing that I recommend you do is I recommend you go to a big empty parking lot, especially if this is your first time. That way it's the safest for you to practice. There's nobody around, so there's no pressure, and it's going to be a great place for you to really and easily get the grips on the basics of driving stick. So as you can see, I am in a big empty parking lot. There's even tons of space back behind me here. Alright, and this is a type of space that I really recommend that you go to. Now really, it doesn't have to be this big of a parking lot, but a decent sized parking lot where there's preferably nobody at, or maybe just a couple cars or something, but somewhere where you can have some privacy. It's a big open space, and it's going to give you plenty of area to go in circles and practice stopping and starting and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is get familiar with your shift pattern. Now most cars are going to be either a 5-speed or a 6-speed. As you can see, if the camera will focus, this car is a 5-speed. Alright, and most cars are going to have the pattern and where the gears are at shown on top here like this. So first, you don't want to push in the clutch, okay? And then first is going to be over to the left and up. Alright, that's first. Second, you don't want to come out of first into neutral. Neutral, you'll be able to go back and forth like that. The second is over to the left. Okay? Third is back in the middle and up. Fourth, comes straight back. And in my car, fifth is over to the right and up. And then in most cars that have 6 speeds, 6 is going to be where it reverses at here. So if you have a 6-speed, it'll be to the right and down. Down and to the right. For me, that's reverse. But if you're driving a 6-speed, that's typically where it's going to be at. Now something you should know about neutral. Neutral is this spot here in the middle. And you can see if you push it to the left, it comes back to the middle. Push it to the right, it comes back to the middle. It is spring-loaded on both sides. So like when you're coming into second, you're going to kind of pop it out a second with the clutch in, and it's going to fall back into the middle spot here. And then you just push it up into third. Alright? So just take a little bit and get familiar with the shifting pattern in your car. Go through the gears with the clutch in. You don't have to be moving. I would just recommend going through the gears, getting used to how it feels, shifting between them. And yeah, that's a really good way to get familiar with how your shift pattern is in your car. Alright, so let's get started rolling. So what you're going to want to do, so you're going to push in your clutch. That's this pedal here. It's always the one on the far left with your 3 pedals. So you're going to want to push that all the way into the floor and then put it in first gear. Always start out in first gear. Over to the left and up. Okay? And then slowly start letting out of the clutch. And there will be a point of engagement, or a point where the clutch starts to bite, and you'll kind of feel the car. It'll begin to shake and move a little bit. It'll kind of pull forward. Alright? And as you can see here, ignore my VSA light. You can see when it gets to that point, the RPMs kind of start to dip a little bit, right? Alright? And that's how you know that the clutch is starting to engage. And let me turn off my handbrake here. And when it gets to that point, alright, you feel it starting to bite, start giving it a little bit of gas. And that's all there is to it. Now you're going to be off and moving. Alrighty, and you want to shift into the next gear. Simply just push in the clutch, let out the gas all the way, push in the clutch to the floor, pull it into the next gear, let out the clutch all the way, and then give it gas. Now I kind of shifted a little too early there, wasn't going very fast, but that's alright. Alright, so we're going to make a little circle here in this parking lot, and we're going to put it in third. Now let me get us going in a direction where I have plenty of room. Alright, So push the clutch into the floor, put it in third gear, that's middle and up, let all the way out of the clutch, and then you can start giving it some gas. And really, that's all there is to it when it comes to shifting a manual transmission car. Now, something you're going to want to remember, when you come to a stop, make sure you push the clutch all the way into the floor, hold it there, and then you can brake and come to a stop. Now, when you're moving, if you're braking just regularly, you're slowing down, not coming to a stop, you don't have to push in the clutch. But if you're coming to a complete stop, you have to push in the clutch all the way. Otherwise, the car will stall out if it's in gear. Alrighty, so the next thing you're going to want to learn when you're learning how to shift a manual car, you have to know how to downshift. Alright, and all that means is, say you're in third gear, but you're starting to go too slow for third gear, your RPMs are getting too low, you want to downshift. And that's simply when you push the clutch into the floor, alright? You take it out of third like this, and over and down into second. You go into the next low gear, alright? So you say you're in fifth gear here, you take it out of fifth, it goes over to the middle, down to fourth. You're in fourth, push in the clutch, put it in third. Alright, third to second, and second to first. That is called downshifting. And that is something you have to know when you're driving your car, alright? So I'm going to show you how to do this while we're in motion. So again, to get the car rolling, push the clutch in all the way to the floor, as you can see. Put it in first gear, let out the clutch slowly, and give it some gas. That's really all there is to it. It's not that bad. Then you want to shift into the next gear, push in the clutch, put it in second, let out the clutch, give it gas. It's not that difficult, alright? So I hope you're starting to see that it's really, it looks a lot more difficult than it actually is. It's really a lot more simple than most people think. Alright, so say we're going what, about 18 in second gear? For whatever reason you want to downshift. Push in the clutch, put it in first gear, let out the clutch, alright? Now you're going to feel the car kind of jerk and shake a little bit. That's just because the transmission is catching up with the engine speed. Or no, I'm sorry, the engine speed is catching up with the transmission. Biting and going into the next gear. And you can have that be a little bit smoother by what's called rev matching, but we are not going to go into that in this video. That is a video for the future. But let me swing around here in the parking lot. I'll show you a less dramatic downshift. We'll go around. Alright, I'm going to push in the clutch, put it in third gear. Alrighty, but I'm coming to the end of the parking lot, so I'm going to start slowing down. And now I want to put it in from third to second, alright? So we're going to push in the clutch, put it in second, let out the clutch. That is really all there is to it. And when I started learning how to drive stick, downshifting was one of the more intimidating parts. But as you can see, it's just like getting started and shifting through the basic gears. It's really not that hard. It looks a lot harder than it actually is. Alright, and again, when you're coming to a stop, push in the clutch all the way to the floor, brake, out of gear, then you can let out the clutch once you're completely stopped and the car is in neutral. So for me, when I first started learning how to drive stick, one of the most difficult parts was starting and stopping. Mainly the starting part, first getting rolling. All right, so what I recommend to everybody who's just starting out is just practice starting and stopping. Just do that over and over and over again until you can do it without stalling. Now let me show you what I mean. So just like normal when you're starting, go ahead, put it in first gear with the clutch all the way into the floor. Let out the clutch slowly and give it some gas so you can get rolling. Then put the clutch all the way to the floor and come to a complete stop. Alright, leave the clutch in, leave this in first gear, let the clutch out, give it some gas, and get it rolling without stalling. Then again, clutch into the floor and brake. Alright, and then again, let the clutch out, get the car rolling. Clutch to the floor and brake to a stop. See, and this is what I recommend for everybody to do over and over and over again until you can do it successfully multiple times without stalling the car. Alright, because I think this is the most difficult part of learning how to drive the car. Because you have to finesse the gas, you have to learn, each car's transmission is different. Each car likes a different amount of gas. Each car has a different point of engagement where the clutch starts to bite and the car starts to move. So you really have to learn what your car likes. You have to learn how much gas to give it. And I think that's the most difficult part. Because, once you're moving and you feather with the gas and you learn how to get it started, well, you don't have to do that going into the next gear. In the next gear, you just push the clutch in, out of the gas, you put it in second, let out the clutch, and you're good to go. Right? That is way easier than getting the car rolling. Alright, so like I said, I really recommend that everybody just practices starting and stopping over and over again until you can do it successfully numerous times without stalling the car. Alrighty guys, so that was the basics on learning how to drive a stick shift car. I hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. If you feel that I missed something that you wish I would have elaborated more on, let me know down in the comments. I can make more videos on this in the future, going into more advanced techniques, and what to do in certain scenarios, like starting from a hill, from an incline, parking your car, and in manual, what I recommend you do, those sort of stuff. So if you would like to see more of that, or if you have specific stuff you'd like to see me cover in future videos, just drop a comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see. So if you enjoyed this, if you learned something, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I want to thank you for watching. Take care, and have a great day.